Dan, am I reading this? Live from the Echo Center at St. Clairsville, we have the inaugural Ohio Valley Basketball Coaches Association Elite Showcase. Today's game and all games brought to you by Rawson's Mulch and More, Poe Financial Services, Berryman Chemicals, the Electric O, it's electric, Capital Recovery Systems, the O Patio and Pub on Lane, the Echo Center, Brooke County Schools, the Ohio Motor Group, and Hancock County Schools. Along with Ray Suckoch, this is Jim DiCarlo, and we're going to kind of wing it here. There's about 38 to 40 players that are really, really talented here being looked at by a ton of college coaches. Let me just do that before I send it down to you, Ray. These are the coaches that we were given that are here in attendance, and we may be interviewing some of these college coaches today. West Liberty, Wheeling, Franciscan, West Virginia Wesleyan, Hiram, St. Vincent University, Bethany, Pitt Johnstown, Davis and Elkins, Kent State Tuscaroras, Waynesburg, Penn State Beaver, West Virginia State, Penn State York, and Bryant and Stratton, Ohio. Okay, so we'll try to list all the names of the players as we go, maybe give you a little profile of the players, where they're at in school and some of their accolades. But this is a great showcase for kids to be looked at in college. And we'll have two games going on at one time. We'll concentrate on one court and try to give you some play-by-play here when the games start about a half hour from now. Ray, what do you got down there on the floor?
All right, I'm down here on our court mic, sponsored by the Steubenville Bakery. It's a new addition to what we're doing this year in the Ohio Valley Basketball Coaches Association Elite Showcase level. We got a little bit of restrictions on what we can do as far as the dead time for coaches, so we're going to stick with talking to a couple of our good friends here. First guy I want to talk to is the only guy in the gym that's as old as me, and that's former St. Clairsville coach, recently retired as an English teacher, Kim Clifford. Kim, good to see you involved, man.
Oh, it's great to be here. I love it. Great to be here. Kids are really working hard. I mean, it's early. They're going to get tired, and so am I.
Oh, no doubt about it. Endurance is the key here. Kimmy, I mean, I love it for the fact that, at least the Ohio Valley Basketball Coaches Association trying to get these kids a little bit of recognition. They got some foresight in the future. Guys like us, we weren't thinking of that. We were just trying to win games.
Trying to win games, and it's a little different now too. These kids are playing year round, and back then you played football and then you went to basketball and baseball, track, whatever, and it's just a little different right now. And the kids love it. I love it. You want to play basketball year round, and the OVBCA has done such a fantastic job with this. The guys in charge.
Hey, Kimmy, we both got our sons involved in high school coaching, and that keeps us, a little bit close to the game. Maybe it's closer than we want to be at sometimes. But, they say kids have changed. What do you feel about that?
I disagree with it. I think that if you show respect to a kid until he's really crossed the line, most kids will reciprocate with respect from that. They want to be taught, just like back in the day, and they respect that if you give them good effort, like we're trying to give them good effort here until I pass out. So hopefully they understand that. But I totally disagree with it's different today. The only thing different is social media, that people are telling them some other things, and you might have to overcome that.
Well, you always got that, what Nick Saban says, that poison outside there that, we got to fight through as coaches. But the big difference, Kimmy, is the travel teams and things to that effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I've been all over the world with my one grandson. And, if you and I knew how much money you could make.
Why didn't I get involved? Why didn't I get involved?
I paid $45 to get in an all-day session. And then they come over and say, anybody want to keep the clock? I yelled, I'll keep the clock if you give me my $45
There
back.
you go, absolutely. All right, brother, always good to see you, man. Don't want to keep you from your work. Get it going on, buddy.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, that's Kim Clifford, former coach, St. Clairsville Red Devils. Recently retired, Jimmy. He's as old as we are. So down here on the court with the Steubenville Bakery sideline mic. Back up to you, Jimmy.
All right, again, we're kind of winging it here today, the best that we can. I know a lot of coaches are here and have the packets and all this stuff, but there are a lot of coaches that aren't here that we're hoping are going to watch this, and we'd like to introduce some of the players and give you a little bit of their accolades along the way. And so just if you get another interview person, let me know, but I'm going to start with their numbers in order. Number 0, Garrett Carpenter. He goes to Cambridge High School. He's 6 foot. He's going to graduate this year, 2026 grad, so he's a senior. GPA outstanding, 4.0, 23 on the ACT. He was first team Eastern District, District 12, OVAC Class 4A All-Star, Buckeye 8 Honorable Mention All-Star. Season school records, three-pointers made 85, and the percentage of the three-pointers, 46.4. Averaged 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. Just go 2 at a time, and I'll bring it down to you after I get through a couple here. Let's see, Max, and I want to make sure I say that name, Olash from Wheeling Central. Mom coaches girls basketball. Max is 6'7". He's a senior, graduating in 2026. 3.67 GPA, first team OVAC 2A, second team West Virginia AA, All Valley, West Virginia All Tournament team, as Wheeling Central won the state tournament last year. On the honor roll, National Honor Society. Max averaged 12 points, 7 rebounds, shot 59% from the field and 41% from three-point range. And his AAU team is the Midwest Pumas. Max Olash from Wheeling Central High School, senior to be this year for an outstanding Wheeling Central team. And we got about 40 of these, Ray, so we'll do a couple at a time. We'll come right back down to you.
All right, I'm going to try and get a little interview here with our good buddy Joe Wallace, Franciscan University Barons, trying to turn the corner. Coach, can we get a minute? Can we get a minute, or are you running this drill?
I'm running the drill right now.
All right, Joe's busy on this drill here. I'm going to try and move around here. He got a 2-pass drill going on here as he's coaching it up. Coming off a screen here, 2 players chasing. You can see the chase and the skip to the corner. That's always the outlet. Nowadays, they've developed that the outlet always goes to the corner. That's why you see so many guys spotting up in the corner to shoot that 3 ball, Jimmy. So that's what Joe Wallace is going through. Big emphasis on that, at the college level that's filtered down into the high school level is you always look for the outlet. You got some good-looking kids here. You got 30 of the best, 40 of the best in the Ohio Valley, which I think is a great thing here. But I think I'm going to get Bobby Narish. Come here, Bob. We're going to talk to Bob Narish, longtime official. We got Bob Narish here, longtime official in the Ohio Valley. Hit me up with several technicals in my day.
Deserved everyone.
Yes, I did. I deserved everyone. But Bobby, how long you been doing this?
This coming season will be my 49th.
God bless you, man. How's your legs?
Good. Keeps them good. Refereeing keeps them strong, keeps me young.
What's some of the biggest changes you see, Bob, in the game? 50 years of watching it. The game has definitely changed. Talk a little bit about some of the changes you've noticed.
Well, it's become much quicker, much more movement, much more man-to-man, a lot more one-on-one play, the high ball screens, and kids are just bigger, faster, and stronger.
Do you think, Bob, that there would ever be a discussion on a shot clock at the high school level?
Well, I think there's always discussions, and they're talking about it. I mean, the biggest drawbacks would be, one, can the schools afford to buy them? And two, can the schools afford to train someone to operate them? But it's coming. It's coming.
I think just the pace of play and the style the guys are playing, I mean, I think a shot clock is in order.
I agree. Absolutely.
How about officiating? What kind of changes? I've talked to you about it several times. I think that there's something called, what's the word that they always use? It didn't affect the play, so you let it go and things like that. Am I right or wrong on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, in officiating, you're always looking for advantage, disadvantage. I mean, you get 10 great athletes, quick players, strong players. I mean, there's going to be a lot of contact. The issue, all contact is not a foul. You have to determine whether there was advantage or disadvantage created by the offensive or defensive player.
That's always at the discretion of the official. There's no rule or definition of that, right? That's just your call.
Yeah, I mean, it's judgment, and,
right.
And the longer you do it, hopefully, the better your judgment becomes. You don't want to. We have what we call game interrupters. If we don't want to interrupt the game all the time by somebody touching somebody bumping somebody. But if somebody's going hard to the hole, who gained an advantage by a great basketball play, and the defender did something to stop him, then that's a disadvantage that he created. If the offensive player pushes off, that's a disadvantage. But if you blow the whistle every time everybody touches somebody, we're not going to even have a game. We're just going to stand around and shoot foul shots, and that's what kids don't want to do. That coaches don't want to see that. Fans don't want to see that.
Hey Ray, ask him, because this is the most controversial one, what he determines whether it's a charge or a block. Okay.
Jimmy wants you to explain the old adage of what determines a charge or a block, because there's always controversy on them calls.
Yeah, I mean, you asked about the block charge call. We talk about referee the defense, referee the defender. What did he do? Did he do anything that causes you to call a foul? Now, the block charge, you look and see, did he establish legal guarding position? And once the defender establishes legal guarding defense, you talk about, is he allowed to move? Of course he's allowed to move. You can move sideways, you can move backwards. You really can't move into the offensive player. But if you're refereeing a defender, and if he establishes legal guarding position, and then there's illegal contact, then it has to be on the offensive player. If the defender is sliding into him, moving forward and pushing him, then it's an offensive foul, or a defensive foul. But it's a difficult call. But the more you see that play, the easier it becomes.
Been a great interview here, Jimmy. I'll tell you that Bob Narish at the top of his game in August. Always one of the best. Long-time official, 50 years. Are there any Ray Suckots left?
No. And it's amazing that Ray Suckots today says how good Bob Narish is. We didn't always agree on everything. And that's the neat thing about officiating. I mean, and it's the thing you learn as an official as you age. As an official, you got a job to do. You got to do your job. But you got to respect the fact that the coach also has a job to do. And the coach wants to win, and he should. He works extremely hard to help his team get in a position to win. An official, hopefully, you never worry about who's winning. If you have a thought about who you would like to see win this game, you shouldn't be working that game. So, we're dogs and we're cats, but we all love this game. And if it wasn't for coaches and it wasn't for referees, kids wouldn't get to play. And
greatest game in the world, Bobby. Hey, pleasure talking to you, my man.
Thank you, Raymond.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. All right, that's Bob Narish, 50-year official here. Love what's going on here with the Ohio Valley Basketball Coaches Association, what they're doing. Back up to you, Jimmy. I'm going to try and get Joe Wallace.
Yeah, while you're checking out different players or coaches that you can talk to, I'm going to keep going down this list and hope to hit all 40 players. Again, when people watch the film, they can check out these numbers, especially coaches that aren't here, that don't have this booklet that I have in front of me. Number 2, our buddy from Steubenville Big Red, Santino Haney, 5'11", but plays much bigger than that. Tremendous quickness, class of 2027, which means he's a junior. Excellent GPA, 4.58. He was on the first team Eastern District, District 12, OVAC 5A, All-Star, honorable mention All-Ohio last year, and he could have been more, but they had some great offensive players to go with him, and I look for this number to increase this year. He averaged 13.3 a game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and just did a heck of a job for Steubenville Big Red. He's also quarterback on the Steubenville football team. His AAU basketball team is the Ohio Basketball Club, and Santino Haney, a junior to be at Steubenville Big Red. You'll hear much more from him in the next 2 years. Another great player from Martins Ferry, 6'3", Elijah Smith. He's also a junior. Great GPA, 4.5. Got excellent ball handling skills. He was the first team all-district on the principals list, averaged 13 points a game. His AAU team was the West Side Elite, and just an outstanding player. Can get inside and mix with the big boys and can handle the rock on the outside there. So as they're into 4 stations down there, we've hit the first 4 numbers, 0, 1, 2, and 3, Elijah Smith being number 3. Back to you, Ray. See if you can sneak in somebody down there by you.
Well, I'm just getting into the fact that Joe Wallace here, running this camp here, running this station here, getting a little bit of enthusiasm, going a little aggressiveness, got the kids together and told them, you ain't giving me what I need to see, and told the kids to pick it up a little bit. And I love that, but that intensity is going a long way. He got a long season. I'm going to ask him about being intense here as he is, but it's just a game of basketball, Jimmy. I mean, this is a game that you definitely have to play, full speed all times, no spun. Coach, you got a minute?
Yeah. Coach Foldy, you got the whistle.
All right, he's going to take it over. Aaron Foldy, your new assistant coach, just talking to Jimmy upstairs, telling Jimmy, you got all this intensity and enthusiasm going. It's only August, Coach. You got a long stretch, brother, but it's a beautiful game, this game of basketball.
It sure is. This is such an awesome event that the OVBCA, all the coaches put together, especially here for these guys to be coached and to be seen by other coaches that are all here. This area can be overlooked basketball-wise at times, so this is really a good start to what we need to do to help kids in our area get located and shown. And that's the one thing we're doing right now is we're doing some simple drills, and the level of compete in that talk, is not there, and that's something that always drives me crazy. So I'm not gonna hold back on these guys today. Sorry.
Yeah, you brought that in right away. You got the kids together, and you told them, hey, you ain't giving me what I expect. Let's see a little bit of intensity. Now they're picking it up at the second level. But the Ohio Valley Basketball Coaches Association, I mean, they've done this. I mean, this is not an OVAC event. The OVAC helped out on it, but the Ohio Valley Basketball Coaches Association on both sides of the river really, really trying to get some attention on their talent.
Yeah. You know how it is. Your coach, your guys are who you want to look after, right? And getting coaches in here, putting on a nice event, this is awesome. So it's a good day for basketball in our area. Gotta go.
Absolutely, Coach. Thanks, time. Okay, Jimmy, back up to you. Let's see what they got figured out here.
Yeah, pretty soon they're going to get live scrimmages, and we may have a hard time because numbers aren't on the front, and all these guys are on different teams, but they're going to get 2 courts going pretty soon. But let me continue with some names. Number 4 on our list, number 4 today, Aiden Dre from Beaver Local. He's a senior with a 3.0 GPA, 5'11", averaged 3.4 points a game, 2 rebounds, shot 34% from the field, 74 from the free throw line. His AAU team is Next Level Basketball Academy, and again, He'll be a junior this year at Beaver Local. 5'11", looks like he's got some long levers though, long arms, long legs, and he'll be one of these 40 people down here playing today. Our next person is number 5, and I've heard of him in the past, Jaleel Vincent from Bridgeport. He's only a junior. He was first team Eastern District, first team District 12, OVAC All-Star 2A, on the MOVL League, second team All-Ohio, a whopping 24 points a game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. His AAU team is the Ohio Saints, I guess it's just called. And again, he'll be a junior sharpshooter, 6'0", with a 3.8 GPA. Janelle Vincent from Bridgeport. Ray, back down.
Oh yeah, we're down here on the court, our courtside mic, sponsored by Steubenville Bakery. I want to thank Matt Bellardine of Steubenville Bakery jumping on board of us, partner up with that Josephine's carry-out deal that we got going on. I want to say hello to him. Today's a big day for Steubenville Bakery, selling a lot of bread. Check them out down there on South Street in Steubenville. Long-standing tradition. But Jimmy, you know, really, really impressed down here with the intensity that these coaches got going on in their drills, teaching, coaching, and the kids are responding, Jimmy. I mean, they are working hard, but you can see, you know, it's the best what we got, 40 players, Jimmy? You can see the best 40 players. By the end of the day, Jimmy, I want to figure out who the 10 best are. That's what I want to do.
Well, I tell you, they're working off screens. They're moving their feet on defense. I mean, they are balling it down there, Ray. I mean, they're busting. And what I like the best about this, you know, you're going to bust hard all the time normally, but you're really going to bust hard when you got 20 college coaches watching you, and we hope a ton more will pick you up on our viewership down the road, if not live today on a replay coming up here in the future. These guys are really moving their feet hard, but I just love that about this event. That's what it's about. Can we get a bunch of college coaches here to look at kids? And it doesn't have to be, all these kids aren't going to go D1. There's a lot of D2 and NAIA schools and D3 schools here, but you know, they're getting to see a lot of the cream of the crop. I'm sure some kids weren't able to make it due to injury or vacation or whatever, but this is the cream of the crop that you're going to see the next 3 years in high school basketball. All the kids here are sophomores, juniors, or seniors in high school this upcoming year, which should be starting in about a couple of weeks here, middle of August.
Well, the best thing about it, Jimmy, that I like, you know, is the fact that, you know, these kids got to compete. I mean, you know, whenever you are playing with your own team or playing with the local guys, you know how good they are. Down here, everybody's good. There's no imposters down here. Obviously, some kids are a lot better than others, but you got to compete right now, or you know you're going to get embarrassed. And I love that. And the kids that have been selected here by the committee and these teams that are made up, you know, they're going to be challenged. So they got to compete. They're getting looked at by coaches. You mentioned all the coaches that were here, as well as their high school coaches. So they're going to be challenged, and they're going to, you know, a lot's going to be found out about them today.
No doubt about it. A little 3-on-3 down there by you on court number 3. These courts are listed, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, with stickers on them. And a little 3-on-3 there over here with Adam Martello and Coach Foldy and Coach Wallace. Little 4-on-4 over here. Some defensive skills on court 4 over there. And these college coaches that are instructing this are very intense. They're making them work really hard. So I really like what I'm seeing. And again, you got to show your skills. Nobody wants to be here. Nobody wants to be here loafing in front of college coaches, that's for sure. So you're going to get their best. This is kind of like playing travel ball. You're going to have 10 good players out there playing full court. You're not going to have maybe 3 or 4 in the high school with the other 5 or 6 just being average. All these guys are shooters, rebounders, superstars, and ball handlers. And you're going to have to make great moves and give everything you got, as I'm seeing down there in the court number 3 with 3-on-3. All right, Ray, we're ready for you for another interview.
All right, right here we got Ralph Petrella, wears many hats. Most important one, recently elected the mayor of the city of Steubenville, but he has SINA, Health, Strength, and Fitness Center in Fallsby, soon to come to Steubenville, Ohio. Ralph, thanks for coming aboard. Talk about what you got these kids doing here. You got a station, you and your partner Pete.
We're glad to be here. So we're taking the NBA Combine lane agility, and we're working defensive movement. We have a lot of shooting going on in our other stations. We're taking, so my past life, I was a Division I strength coach for basketball, worked with Coach Beard, worked with Shaka Smart, and it's all about defense, right? Defense wins championships. We want good, hard slides where we're stabbing, getting tips, getting digs. We're going to get good closeouts, stopping the defender, being able to stop the shot, stop the drive with our hands up and with our voice pressure.
Man, you got Coach Beard and Coach Shaka Smart, man. You talk at top of the line down there you was involved with. I'm glad to hear that, Ralph. What do you see in these kids today, man? They're going to be challenged, I'm sure.
We have a really great group of kids. Ohio Valley has a lot of talent right now, which is really awesome. And one thing that's really cool is they're coachable. They're listening to instruction. They're taking instruction. You can see them apply it at each drill. And that's what college coaches want to see. Working at the Division I level, you might have a 30-second timeout where you draw a play up on a baseline out of bounds and you have to execute.
Well, you're staying in your comfort zone, Ralph, even though you was an outstanding football player at Steubenville and West Lib. But when you got into the strength training field, you know, you learned what makes athletes tick.
Absolutely. You got to learn your sport. As a strength and conditioning coach, you got to be able to know the sport. Going from a football player, wrestler, to coaching Division I basketball, being able to learn what a sideline out of bounds is, baseline out of bounds, what is important in the game of basketball is really, really important to learn.
What do you see the biggest advantage that these kids are going to get out of this today, Ralph?
Great coaching. I mean, we have, again, former Division I coaches. We have coaches the college is working with. We have 1,000 years of expertise working with these coaches. So getting coaching today is going to be really beneficial to get them to the next level.
Tell us a little bit about SINA, Health and Fitness Center. You know, I know you got some private things going on over there with the kids. Is this pretty much an extension of that?
It really is. We work with teams all over the Ohio Valley. We work with Big Red Football, Martins Ferry. We worked with Harrison Central in the past. We worked with Creek Baseball in the past. And we work with teams. We work with private individuals. We work with adults. And we want to bring the best out of all of our clients. So whether it's a sport, whether it's basketball, football, wrestling, or if it's just an older guy, hip replacement, knee replacement that needs to get back into shape, we're working with everybody.
What's the best way to get a hold of you, Ralph, for some of this?
Social media. If you follow us at SINA Strength and Wellness on Instagram or Facebook, shoot us a DM. That's really the best way.
All right, my man. Thank you for your time. Don't want to keep you from your station. Look forward to working with you in the future.
I appreciate you, Coach. Have a great day.
Everybody, you too. All right, that's Ralph Petrella working the station over here. Let's go back to Danny Vogel. Let's run some commercials.
Okay, well, while Dan's checking out those commercials, let me just get a couple of more names here. And so number 6, Kyle Long from Edison High School, class of 2026. So he's a senior, 3.9 GPA, ACT 21, third team Eastern District, OVAC 4A honorable mention, Eastern District honorable mention, Belmont College Dean's List, highest honors, 9.3 a game, 4.0 assist a game. And again, he will be a senior this year, graduating. Looks like he's a southpaw as I look at his picture in here. Looks like he's a good sharpshooter from Edison High School. So when you see these numbers, hopefully you can identify when you're seeing good defensive moves and sharpshooters out there with the names that I'm reading here online. Number 7, Avery Powell from Frontier, 6'2", senior, 3.9 GPA, 21 ACT, first team Eastern District, first team OVAC, third team All-Ohio, honorable mention, or honor roll, 19 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 80% from the free throw line. Okay, so number 7, Avery Powell from Frontier. With that, we're going to go back to Dan for a couple commercials. breaks, and we'll be right back.
Barium and Chemical, the go-to chemical supplier for technical and purified grades of specialty compounds and chemicals, proudly sponsors local youth sports, enriching the community spirit. As a dedicated supporter, they also sponsor vibrant halftime shows, showcasing their commitment to fostering young talent and community engagement while highlighting their innovative contributions to the chemical industry.
Clyde and Kelly, two owners at Clykel Incorporated. Hertz and Thrifty Car Rental, two of the top rental companies under one roof. Minivans and 12-passenger vans, two popular sizes of vans for your group rentals. Lacey and Ashley, two rental agents to help you with your rental needs. The Two Steves, two great detailers to detail your own vehicle. 2 decades. For over 20 years, Hertz and Thrifty Car Rental have been serving the Ohio Valley. 2 is better than 1.
Calling all sports fans looking for the ultimate game day experience. Check out the O Patio and Pub on Lane, your go-to spot for pregame excitement. It's a 5-minute walk from the iconic OSU football stadium and the Schottenstein Center. Join us for the best pregame parties for football, basketball, and concerts. Enjoy the best wood-fired pizza and marinated, baked, then deep-fried wings with all your favorite sauces. Our rich history in Ohio State's campus and culture spans 30 years, with a deep-rooted love for home reflected in our logo featuring the Star of Steubenville. So whether you're visiting family, catching up with friends, or heading to an event around OSU, stop by the O Patio and Pub on Lane. Embrace the spirit of the Valley and the thrill of the game with us. We are proud supporters of all Ohio Valley sports teams, so visit us at 123 Lane Avenue, Columbus.
Discover the thrill of local sports with Ohio.
Now we're back here at the Echo Center. Wonderful facility. You get a chance, you can rent this place out. They've got a Starbucks here, I'm hearing, and it's just a wonderful facility for sports. They have the OVAC championship games here, which we enjoy being at. Just look forward to being at any event. I think the volleyball championships are here now also. Ray, before I come down to you there, let me give a couple other names here because I'm trying to get through 40 names before the games go. Not sure, I don't think he's able to be here today, but I do want to mention he might have an injury. Luke Schaefer was selected. He's a sophomore, 6'2", 4-point GPA, principals list, of course. JV stats averaged 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. His brother was an excellent player. I'm sure he's going to be an excellent player for the St. Clairsville High School the next few years here. And he plays on a very good next level basketball academy AAU team. So Luke is not here today. He was number 8, unable to make it. I believe I was told there was an injury there. Also from Martins Ferry, Gavin Little, 6'3", junior, played on that regional team last year, along with Elijah Smith. Gavin Little is going to be a junior this year with a 3.7 GPA on the principals list, honor roll. Led the team in free throws and assist percentage and assist, averaging 6 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And his AAU team is the Ohio Future. So a lot of these teams I don't know about, but just about every kid here is on an AAU team in summer basketball.
Jimmy.
Yep.
Did you say we were or we were not permitted to speak with players?
You are permitted to speak with the players. So
okay, I'm going to try and get some players. There's so many restrictions going on. I got to talk to, West Virginia coaches versus Ohio coaches, and Ohio coaches have what they call a dead time, which is going on as far as West Virginia coaches having so many days of contact that they spread out through the year. But you got division. You got Joe Wallace working one station. You guys, we said Ralph Petrella. Joe Wallace and his staff working one station. You got Ralph Petrella and his partner Pete working another station. You got a couple players from West Liberty, one of them being Aiden Davis, working at another station. And then in this station over here, you got two of the old dinosaurs that, coached when I was coaching, John Stanko from Shady Side, longtime coach at Shady Side, and Kimmy Clifford, who we talked to from St. Clairsville, two of my good buddies in the coaching ranks. So you got some quality instruction going on, working with what they have surmised the best players in the OVAC at this time. And saying that, Jimmy, I'm going to try and get one of my favorite players. I'm going to try and get Santino Haney and talk to Santino in this drill. Get over here with Santino. Come here.
Hey, Ray, you're never going to see anybody with quicker feet than Santino,
Well, I'm
baby.
going to talk to the pistol here, Santino Haney. Santino, welcome to the show, sponsored by Steubenville Bakery, the Sideline Mike. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's a really good camp-related experience. I'm having fun.
Santino, you've been around. You played basketball, no exaggeration, all over the United States. How's this compare with some of the competition you've been against? I know you played at an elite level, but now you're going against the best that our valley has to offer.
Yeah, it's a lot different, but there's a lot of coaches. It's a really good environment to play in, and it's the best of the best in our Ohio Valley area, and I just love it. I just love playing basketball, and this is fun.
Well, Ohio Valley Sports Online is definitely in your corner. We love what you do and how you represent Steubenville High School, your family, and yourself, Santino. What are you looking for this year from Big Red? We'll talk about football in a minute, but give us a quick update on what you're doing basketball-wise and how the team's looking.
I think we should be pretty good, just as good as last year. We lost Aiden Davis and Will. Those two really helped us, and last year we were really good, but I think we can be even better this year.
You got Landon Bowers down here with you. I think Landon's got to develop a little bit of ball handling, give you a little bit of relief.
Landon's good. Braden Edwards is also down here. I just love that everybody on our team wants to come down here and compete.
Steubenville's well represented, but you got the day off from football to come down here. Pretty soon you'll be all football.
Yes, sir. All football. Monday, probably.
There you go. All right,
Yep.
Santino, wish you the best of
Yep.
luck. Great talking to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Santino Haney from Steubenville High School. He showed us a lot of things in Big Red's big season here in their run to the regionals. They ran out of gas up there. They got a bad break on that Sunday, Tuesday draw, Jimmy. But Santino's looking to step back and pick it up a little bit. Great to see him.
I'm sure I'm going to leave some people out, Ray, but our valley well represented in the state. Steubenville Central made it to the regional this year. Big Red to the regional. Martins Ferry to the regional. And how about those Monroe Central players that are here? They won the state in boys basketball this past season, and I'm sure they're going to have another outstanding year too.
Let me see if I can find him saying that, Jimmy. See if I can talk to Cooper Howe from Monroe Central, coming off that state championship team. We'll see if I can get him. He's on this. He's in this drill right here, right in front of me with the Barons basketball staff. We'll see if we can get him.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to give a couple more names. We'll come to you anytime you need to cut in, Ray. Number 10 today in the list, a junior from Bridgeport, 5'10", Cohen Brinker, GPA 3.1, second team District 12 on the OVAC Class 2A team, on the MOVL team, honorable mention Eastern District. Last year as a sophomore, he averaged 10 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He's on the AAU Ohio Valley basketball team. Number 10, Bridgeport, 5'10" junior, Cohen Brinker. From University High School, a junior, 6'4", with a 4.13 GPA, Luke Breyer. He averaged 11.7 points a game, 4.2 rebounds a game, and plays for AAU West Virginia Gold 17 and under team. Luke Brower, number 11. I'm sure he plays tremendous competition with Morgantown and the likes, with the bigger schools, and had an outstanding sophomore year. But I'm sure he's one of the more outstanding players in the Valley. Ray, you able to find who you were looking for down there?
Well, I got two I'd like to talk to, but they're kind of involved right now here. Maybe we get them at the break. They're getting together here. I see Griffin Straub from St. Clairsville as well. So we got a lot of kids that we can talk to. I just don't want to interrupt the drill work so much, Jimmy. So when I get somebody, I'll let you know. Thank you.
All right, we're going to keep going here. From Caldwell, number 12, a 6-footer who's a senior, Dylan Schott. Dylan Schott has a 4-point GPA. He was second team All-District. Was on the OVAC Class 2A team. Honorable mention All-Ohio. Led the team in free throw percentage and 3-point percentage. Dylan averaged 14 points a game, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and his AAU team is the Ohio Future. Number 12 from Caldwell High School, Dylan Schott, 6-footer, senior this year at Caldwell. They had an outstanding basketball season last year also. One of Sean Tucker's players, Brody Winters from Toronto High School, number 13, 6 foot.
I think we're going to get Cooper Howe here.
If you get him, I'll just
Cooper.
stop. You got him? Okay, I'll hold on.
All right, Jimmy. We're going to take a chance here to talk to Cooper Howe. Cooper Howe.
Blake Yons.
Blake Yons. Yeah. Okay, what number are you, Blake?
31.
All right, tell us a little bit about you, Blake.
Class 2026, Monroe Central, Seminole. Just come here to show my talents, work hard, and hopefully get back-to-back next year.
Who's Cooper Howe?
My teammate.
He didn't come?
No, he has hurt ankle.
All right, so you're here for him? You're from Monroe Central?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother, come on. Tell us about your state championship run, what you had to do with that. I wanted to get you, man. I saw the Monroe Central on there. You guys made a great run, man. Very proud of what you did. Wanted to congratulate you, man. Awesome accomplishment.
Yeah, appreciate it. Just like to be a shooter and hype up my teammates, you know. We just like to stay together. I think that's a big key. You know, never getting satisfied with winning. Just keep working hard throughout the whole tournament and just want to win so bad.
Who you got coming back on that team? Or was that a senior team that you had, or you got some players coming back with you?
Yeah, we lost 6 seniors, but 2 starters, two top leading scorers in school history. But we have Corbin Farnsworth coming back. He was the MVP of the state championship game. Cooper, obviously, and Caden Silva all returning. So we'll have a pretty experienced lineup next year as well.
All right, man. Hey, man, you know everybody, you got a bullseye on your back now. Everybody's coming after you, but want to congratulate you and wish you well.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
All right, my man. All right, Jimmy, go ahead. They had a different number down there that Cooper Howe was hurt, so go ahead and read a couple, and I'll try and get somebody to be on top.
Okay, Brody Winters. Let's go back to Brody. Toronto High School, 6'3", class of 2026, so he's a senior. 4.0 GPA with an ACT of 24. Is on the principals list, National Honor Society, Beta Club, current valedictorian of his class, pretty impressive. Honorable mention All-Ohio and first team Eastern District. His AAU team is the Ohio Valley Hornets, okay? And he had an injury last year, so I'm not sure he got to play much. So it's saying here he's returning from injury, so he should be a force this year for the Red Knights of Sean Tucker. Brody Winters from Toronto, number 13. Back to you, Ray.
All right, man. We got somebody that we do know, very, very familiar with him. St. Clairsville Red Devils, Griffin Straub. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Really enjoyed playing. It was watching you play this year. St. Clairsville is one of our favorite places to go. Superintendent Skaggs and his staff down there really, really welcome us in with athletic director Kim Clifford. You guys had a great year. How's it looking this year to bounce back?
We definitely lost a lot of good pieces that contributed to our team's record, but I think we have a lot of good replacements coming in. We're going to be like an older team, mostly seniors, but we have a really good sophomore in Luke Schaefer coming off as our PG this year. So we're looking good. Looking to have another good season.
What do you think about this showcase right here that you got selected to play at?
It's a lot of good competition. Recognize everybody.
I like how they're trying to give players that don't really get the opportunity to get looks, get in front of coaches, and let the coaches see what they can do.
Absolutely. I'd love to have the Ohio Valley Basketball Coaches Association, bringing these college coaches in here. What kind of plans you got, Griffin?
I definitely want to play college ball. I got a couple schools I'm looking at right now. Hopefully going to be committed by middle of September.
You doing your schoolwork?
Yes, sir.
That's the key, man. You got to get them grades, man. You can't let them grades drag you down, brother. Stay on top of your schoolwork. Griffin, really enjoyed seeing you play here as far as this showcase goes, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Yep, definitely.
Thank you so much. All right, that's Griffin Straub from St. Clairsville. We've seen him, Jimmy, quite a few times here. Back to you.
One of my favorites from St. C. Somebody that could definitely dunk a basketball and also shoot the three-pointer. So we wish him luck in his college endeavors there. He said he wants to maybe be signed by the middle of September. We're going to keep giving some names so that we don't short anybody today. The next one is Bryson Kamarick, Harrison Central, 6'6", senior this year with a 4.28 GPA and a 20 ACT. He was second team All-District, All-Buckeye 8. Bryson averaged 11.3 points a game, 5 rebounds, 1.6 assists, and his AAU team is the Ohio Valley Hornets. From Harrison Central, 6'6", Bryson Kamarick, Frankie's son, and an excellent player, and he will be a senior to be at Harrison Central. From Steubenville, Landon Bowers. Landon is 6'2". He's only a sophomore with a GPA of 4.6. His AAU team is the Next Level Basketball Academy. And with all those good players, he got very limited time on the varsity. Well, that's going to change this year. He's going to be a big help to Coach Haney's team this year as a sophomore. He can jump out of the gym, got a nice outside jumper, 6'2", number 15 from Steubenville High School, Landon Bowers. Ray, anybody else down there you buy?
Well, Jimmy, you're humbling me reading all these ACT scores. You're making me think back to that 17-18 I got on that ACT.
17-8? I heard it was like 8 or 9 when you were there.
I took it at the Franciscan University. They caught me cheating, and they made me move over into the corner. I was lucky to even get the 18 that I got, but, these guys are really, really committed to what they're doing down here, and the grades show you that too, Jimmy. I mean, it's just not a get you in school type of situation that it used to be. You got to make yourself eligible.
There's no doubt you got to be eligible, and those grades could have a big determination of what kind of money package that you get along the way, because not very many are getting full-time scholarships. Not very many are getting big-time D1 scholarships. So if you can couple your ability with good grades, it's a big help. Ray, I imagine those officials are probably volunteering their time. How about getting their names if you get a chance down there right by you?
Well, I think, Jimmy, that they're definitely volunteering their time here. Let's get this. I've seen you working a couple games. Tell me your name.
My name is Maya Williams.
Maya, I think you're from Ferry, aren't you, or Bel Air?
Bel Air.
Bel Air,
yes, sir.
yeah. I've seen you working around here. It's a great thing, you guys coming in here and doing this. I'm sure you guys are volunteering your time, or you hitting them up for money.
No. We're definitely volunteering our time, and it's not a problem. We want to be here for the kids. Our whole sole purpose is to make sure that they get better. They have the resources to be seen and take it to the next level. And for us, we're the off season, so we need this just as much as the kids. So they're doing us a service as well.
I could appreciate that, the fact you want to stay sharp, hone your skills as well. Great thing that the Ohio Valley Basketball Coaches Association is doing, getting these kids a look, and we appreciate you taking the time to work this and talk to us.
Absolutely. We're going to have fun today. Thank you,
so
sir.
much. All right. That's Maya Williams there, going to referee games. We've seen her a few times, as well as that goes, Jimmy. And it's amazing, Jimmy, as I get older, the more I get along with these officials.
They get better when you're not coaching, right, Ray?
Amen.
Let me keep going with some of these names so that we don't slight anybody here. From Heartland Christian, who had a really good season, junior 6-footer Brody Conaway. He's number 16. Accolades, first team OVAC, single A, second team Columbiana County, honorable mention all district. He's on the principals list, averaged 12 points and 7 rebounds and 4 assists a game. From Heartland Christian High School, 6-footer Brody Conaway. From Beaver local, Owen Hill, 6'7". They got some tall dudes at Beaver. Class of 2026, he's a senior. GPA 3.7. First team All-Ohio, All-District and Eastern District first team. OVAC Class 4A All-Star, Buckeye 8 All-Star. Just about everything All-Star. 22.3 points a game, 11 rebounds a game. His AAU team is Team Wildcat. Team Wildcat. Owen Hill, 6'7", senior to be this year at Beaver Local High School.
Looking forward to seeing him. Let me talk about Owen Hill. Owen Hill took center stage as a 8th grader when they played Harding Middle School at the Big Red Gym. And it was kind of like a coming out party, I believe, him and Santino. But Owen Hill, he's a big guy that can step out and shoot the 3 ball, and he enjoys doing that. And Jimmy, in today's game, there's nothing better than a big man that can stretch the defense and shoot the 3 ball. So looking forward to seeing him today.
Gotcha. It looks like they're going to break up here on the teams. Let me just read these teams here. We'll still continue to get these individual statistics and names for you as we move on. Team Knicks, number 30. Just go last names. That's all I have here. Lewis from University, Abercrombie from East Liverpool, Huffman from Park, Schaefer from St. Clairsville, Vincent from Bridgeport. Number 31, Howe, is not here, but being replaced by Blake Yonts, so I better make that move here in my scorebook. Yonts playing in place of Howe. Callagher from Heartland Christian, number 26. Edwards, 23, from Steubenville. Saunders Page from John Marshall, number 22. And McBain, number 29, from Edison. For the Pacers, number 17 from Beaver Local is Hill, 14 Comerick from Harrison, Remgett from Lisbon, number 38, Hendershot from Shadyside, number 25, Haney, number 2 from Big Red, Boner, number 20 from Lindsley, Conaway from Heartland Christian, number 16, Hott from John Marshall, and Longwell from River, and Fair from Toronto. So let's see, Ray. We're going to try to stay on court 2 and 3, correct, Dan?
Okay, this is where we're going to be then. Right. All right, I'm going to talk to Coach Clifford here. Coach, kind of like coaching an all-star game.
Absolutely, and the first thing I told him was, like when I coached the all-star game,
right,
you're all all-stars. This is not a feature film on you. See if you can make other guys better. Because, when they get to the next level, everybody's going to be an all-star.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to share the ball and play defense, and I think that's what coaches are going to be looking for. The coaches that are here is, it's a whole different situation when you're playing with 5 guys that can play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes in a high school game, you got some role players that, you want them to move the ball, rebound, and play defense. But here, everybody can score and everybody can defend, but can you do it on a good level? Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely.
That was great coaching by you right there.
That's the first play. I told him, run that dunk play the first play.
Got Joe Wallace sitting here with me. He's going to maybe help me with some of the names.
I'll try.
Because we can't.
You go ahead and take it with Joe. I'm going to sit on Kim's bench.
Yeah, that makes sense. Why don't you sit down and relax down there?
Yeah, that was Mitchell Scorn from Steubenville Central. No numbers on the front, so this is the Knicks and the Wolves playing on court 2 and 3, and that's the one we're following.
Is that what you're over here? We're following on the left? Yeah, 2 and 3.
Yep. From the Wolves is Arick from Buckeye Trail, Powell from Frontier, Smith from Ferry, Mitchell from Steubenville Central, Buchanan from Toronto, Muley from St. C, Williams from Wheeling Park, Schott from Caldwell, Greger from Union Local, and Murdoch from Brook. And again, when something outstanding, we'll try to get that number and give it to you. Joe, how's the Franciscan looking this year?
Well, we have a really good group coming back. We have a nice class coming in. It's a lot of excitement for this year. But you know how it goes. This league's tough, so we're going to have to be able to do the things that we do really well as a group this year that we have in the past. We're just going to put the ball in the basket a little bit more and feel like we'll have a good chance of competing at the top of the league. So we'll see.
Mitchell with a nice drive on the other end. Blake Yonts with a nice three-pointer. Offense is not scarce here today, huh?
No, it's not going to be. yeah.
A lot of scores.
Yeah, a lot of scores. This is really such a great event the coaches put on for these kids.
Great for you guys as college coaches.
It's great for everybody, but at the end of the day, it's the best. It's really good for the kids because you get to be coached, go through all these things, and then you're all together here, and coaches coming from all over to watch. So it's really good.
It's nice with elite players playing against elite players, and to be seen by college coaches. List that we got here before the game from colleges that were representatives from West Liberty. Thank you. West Liberty, Wheeling, Franciscan, West Virginia Wesleyan, Hiram, St. Vincent's, Bethany, Pitt Johnstown, Davison Elkins, Kent State Tuscaroras, Waynesburg, Penn State Beaver, West Virginia State, Penn State York, and Bryant and Stratton, Ohio, as number 35, and that is Murdoch from Brook with a layup there.
Yeah, it's good to see all these guys together today, and some young guys too, which is good. You have guys that are 2028, 27 graduates. Give them a chance to.
What do you look at? I mean, there was a dunk try by Straub in and out. Mitchell on the break, 2-on-1, pulls up for the jumper, a little bit short. What are you looking for? Do you look at all three classes, or are you looking basically for seniors that can help you next year?
That's a great question. I mean, both all of that really. At the end of the day, I mean, we're putting together our top list of guys for the class of 2026 next fall that would be coming in, because it's like you have to keep looking down the road, because we have our class coming in here in 3 weeks from now, and then you kind of continue to keep evaluating your roster of what you're going to need going forward. And for us, we do need size in these next couple classes coming in. We'll lose some guys, but talent and guys that fit who we are at the end of the day. I mean, that's constantly part of how we recruit. At Franciscan is we got to find guys that fit our program and the university. So it's not for everybody at the end of the day. Yeah.
Nice jumper that time by Vincent from Bridgeport. He's a scorer. I'm sure you're aware of him.
Yes. Yeah, we're aware of just all these guys. Some of these younger guys are new to me, but there's Raheem.
Nice step through there. Ball stolen. Tell us a little bit about your coaching staff. I see Adam Martello's here today. Aaron Foldy's down there with you. A little bit about the coaching staff that really makes a difference when you got more coaches, I think, than the Lakers do. Okay?
That's what I always joke about. I think we have like an NBA coaching staff, which is awesome. And the cool thing about it, like it's the same thing I just talked about with recruiting. Like it's a fit. Like we all, as coaches, we have a great time together. We enjoy just being around each other. We do have fun. We goof around, but we added Aaron Foldy this past year, who played for us, coached with us, a few years ago, and was at Harrison for 3 seasons as a head coach there, and he's a great addition to what we're doing and building upon. And Coach Granado, I mean, the wealth, he's forgotten more basketball than all of us even know. And Coach Martello has been with me now for 7 years now, and man, trust him with everything, and just
Coach, I want to interject.
Yeah, go ahead. I forgot about you, man.
That's all right, man. You talk about your staff. You know, we always joke you got more coaches than the Lakers, but 2 guys in particular I want to talk about. Number 1, Aaron Foldy.
Yes.
Who, I think he played a little bit for you
there. Yep.
And, he gave up a job at Harrison Central, the head job, to come back to university. I believe he's on staff and faculty up there as well.
He is, yes.
Made a great commitment to you and your basketball program and the university. I think that's a credit to you and Aaron as well in your relationship.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to. Like the biggest thing with our program, we always put emphasis is our culture, and that's the same thing with our coaching staff. And Aaron fits all of that to a T. And he's a rising star as a young basketball coach. Who knows where his limit, where his ceiling is going to be. He wants to get in the college level and continue to grow here. And then plus for the university, it's really good that the position he's in now, he's doing, he's working in our Center for Student Success, which is a lot of counseling and helping students out. So he's going to be a tremendous asset to Franciscan in a lot of ways.
And the second coach I want to talk about, I know he does so much work. I'm so impressed with what he's done. Adam Martello. Adam Martello has really beaten the trail, and looked in the bushes to get players. And you got two solid players that I keep reading about, coming in. And Adam had a big thing to do. One you got lucky with, but the other one, Adam really worked to get.
I would say, luck was involved with one of them, but it still comes down to Adam's persistence and the relationships he built, with both those kids and their families, and then for them, and for Adam to understand what kind of player, not only the talent-wise, but what kind of player fits into, not only the program but the university and how that's going to work. Because at the end of the day, how we operate, we're not a team that's going to be, filling transfers into this thing. We want to develop guys and have guys here for 4 years, and so that's a big thing to us, is finding guys that that we feel that are really good fits. That was play.
Yeah, I wanted to say that. I wanted to say that, Joe, just for the mere fact, just for our audience. We got over 10,000 followers here at the High Valley Sports Online. We can only do it through our sponsorship.
Yes.
But we want to let our followers know that those are the guys that are behind the scenes getting things done for you. You're out front. You get the good and the bad. But coaches like Adam Martello, they get a lot done behind the scenes.
A ton done, and I think it's like the value that he brings in so many ways. And I'm not just talking about recruiting, but just how he is as a coach, how he's grown coaching on the floor, and his basketball IQ, and just how much he loves not only basketball but our guys. And his commitment level is unbelievable, and it's been such a unbelievable blessing for what we've been able to put together as a coaching staff here, and now with the talent level that's that we brought in. Now the sky's the limit for this group, and it's time for us to get something special done this year.
Who we got going on over here, Jimmy? Is this the Knicks and Pacers game?
No, this is the Knicks and the Wolves playing, and Straub has been added to the Knicks roster, Ray, and they're subbing people in and out. There could be some replacements that we don't know about, but this is the Knicks and the Wolves, and I'm glad to see part of this game above the rim, man. These guys aren't afraid to dunk or attempt to dunk, and they can also bomb the three-pointer, as we saw Straub do a minute ago.
Now, there's some good basketball talent out here today. There really is. And a lot of times this area can get overlooked because of that, but there's guys in this that are basketball players. A lot of times it's like football guys that are basketball or baseball, but these are basketball players out here, which is awesome.
Joe, everybody wants the best, but are you looking for kids that are borderline D1 that don't go there? Or what are you looking for besides a good kid with good grades and good morals at the Catholic school there at Franciscan? What else are you looking for as far as talent and fit for your team?
Well, not every guy is going to be that same fit. But for another thing to add to what you said, we like guys that compete, right? That are hard-nosed, tough kids that, it doesn't matter if they're coming from a winning program, a losing program. What are they made of inside? And some of them, we get guys that they haven't really been challenged yet, but we see it in ourselves that we can kind of get that out of them. And a lot of these other guys that we get, that they've shown that to a high level already, because we do coach our guys really hard. We're hard on our guys. It's a lot of tough love, and we play really hard physical basketball. So having guys that embrace that, and because it's not for everybody, and being at Franciscan is not for everybody as well. But they got to be talented. But we really like hard-nosed kids that are going to put the work in, that are low maintenance, that just are good kids that come from good backgrounds at home. And that goes the same thing. There's no, it doesn't have to be like that perfect home life going on. There's kids that overcome a lot of things. But the one thing we always do is we spell out exactly what it's going to be like being at Franciscan beforehand, just because we're never going to make surprises to anybody.
I got another question for you, but I wanted to mention down there, Eric, number 32, I've been very impressed with his defensive skills. He's got some height and levers, and he's looking to get the ball inside. And there you go, right on cue. Eric scoring on that nice lob pass inside.
Really good for him. I mean, he's got. Who knows what that kid's ceiling's going to be?
Yeah, put on a little bit of weight and strength, and he can be something, man, with his size and levers and athleticism. Let me ask you, this is always a problem everywhere you go. You have a ton of players on the team besides a ton of coaches. All your players are starters from high school. Sometimes starters from high school that are the big wigs, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
How do you manage, how do they handle not playing when you have 16, 17 kids on a roster and you're only playing 5 at a time?
That's a great question there. I think number one with that is being constantly upfront to them, and being just transparent of where they're at, what they need to work on. We compete in practice every day, so to us, we always make sure that our practices are high energy, and you have an opportunity every day to kind of move up or move down on where you're at in where you're at in the depth chart. But a lot of it happens with development. It's a new game when you get to the college level. You're playing against men. The speed of the game's faster. Everything you got to do has got to be, made decisions are got to be quicker. So for us, it's never perfect, right? Because guys are used to playing. But if you're up front with them and you're constantly, giving them the truth, and you're not giving them blowing smoke up their behind, then they can understand that.
Yeah. Coach, when you talk about setting up your recruiting, you're going to do you go out on the trail, obviously looking for the best players that you can, but I see in the next year maybe you losing a lot of height. Will you focus on that, Joe?
Yeah, we're massively focusing on that with this next year's class. I mean, it's going to be a must because we're set up for this season, and then really the next 2 seasons we have pretty decent height, but then after that we're going to lose guys. So we really want to bring in some guys in this class of 26 that are going to have some of that height that we can kind of use to develop like a good development year, maybe some spot minutes, or if they're that good to come in and play right away, awesome. But we've got to be stockpiling that, and we know that. And so because I think if you look at the team coming back, we do, but the class coming in that's not here yet, that will be here in a couple weeks, it's extremely guard heavy, which we needed to do. But now we got to flip that a little bit next in the class of 26.
So that all goes part of your game planning then, right?
It is, yeah. I mean, you saw with our team last year, you've seen all us play every game just about and saw what was lacking, and we needed to locate some guards that are not afraid to be alpha guards at times, that are going to take some time to learn that, and then supplementing that with we needed some good point guard play to go behind who we have right now, and that was the game plan. And
one thing, Joe, one thing that I think that you can tell playing in this game is some kids, I noticed right off the bat, some kids are very, very comfortable out there on the court playing with talent.
Yeah, you can tell those guys right out of the gate.
And some kids are not, comfortable playing with talent because they are used to being the show because they're the best players on their team.
Exactly.
Now you got everybody that is good. You got to share the ball and play defense and rebound.
Yes, you do.
I think in this game here because everybody can score.
Yeah, you're right about that. These guys are all their top guys, and there's some young guys on here that are figuring that out. But being able to do multiple things and being versatile is going to be the key for any of these guys' success at the next level. Because you know how it goes. You got to be able to do everything at the next level.
And sometimes I believe, Joe, you talked about with Jimmy. You and Jimmy had a conversation. You talked about being real. With these kids, that you're dealing with. I don't think that always happens at the high school level because you're managing a very, very sensitive young man.
Yes.
Whereas in your case, you're dealing with a young man that you could say, listen, this guy's better than you and practice is going to show it.
Yeah, that's the truth. It's a totally different psychology of coaching from high school to college. And that's part of the guys coming in as freshmen, that's part of, their big change for them, not only like their body and the speed and everything, it's just understanding the psychology of it all daily. Because you can be the best player on your high school team every day and not get challenged in practice. Well, you come on the court in college, you're getting challenged in everything you're doing, and that's a big step to that.
And I get it as a high school coach. I mean, you can be real probably to a certain extent because you got to exude confidence out of your guys. So for us, it's like we got to kind of break them down at first before we can build that confidence up.
Good point.
Yeah.
Abercrombie.
Sorry, we didn't talk about anything down there.
Well, we try to get some of those names as we're going there. Some nice three-pointers. Abercrombie showing some height. I like what Ray talked about. I respect the people that give the rock up.
Yeah.
That box out well, and always look to be the offensive scorer. If somebody else is open. Now, don't be afraid to shoot if you got the open look, but. Sometimes I think guys take not a very high percentage shot at times, and they're just so used to wanting to be the scorer.
Yes.
But here, I see good team chemistry here. All right, so that's either the subs are going in or they're going to move teams from one to the other. Let me continue to do this, Ray. I don't know when and how long we'll be here today. I don't want to miss anybody, so let me give you a couple. You're still good, Joe. A couple more names. I'm Evan Longwell from River High School, 5'11", senior, GPA 3.1, first team OVAC, MOVL All-Stars, second team Eastern District, scored 291 points last year with 53 rebounds and 40 assists, and his AAU team is the Ohio Elite. Evan Longwell, number 18, from River High School. Now, Joe, I know you guys have packets like we do here, but there are a lot of coaches that aren't here today, and they may be watching the games down there and say, hey, that number excites me, and that's why we're going through all of this.
Good, yeah, go ahead.
Number 19, Briar Hott from John Marshall, 6-footer, senior this year, GPA 4.24, first team OVAC, 5A, honor roll, National Technical Honor Society, school record for single season in rebounds, 6-footer, single season in rebounds. There you go. Wow. 8 points a game, 10.5 rebounds a game, 1.5 assists a game on the Ohio Valley basketball AAU team. Senior this year at John Marshall High School, Briar Hott, a 6-footer. Ray, anything down there? You got anybody you want to talk to? Any of the kids that are on the bench? You want to interview anybody?
Well, Coach Clifford's going to give them some wisdom right now. So we're getting ready to go. Let's see, whoever doesn't go in, we'll talk to somebody. I think they're switching courts, Jimmy.
Okay. And that's good. We're going to stay, Dan, on court 2 and 3. That way we make sure we get everyone.
I'm just impressed with the fact that the Ohio Valley Basketball Coaches Association trying to shine a light on these kids. Great move. Very, very happy to see these kids. Their parents are here. Mm-hmm. But you know what, Joe? Sometimes I think, kids get false illusions of themselves, and something like this makes them go back into the gym and say, wow, I got to work on my defense, man. I couldn't defend that kid and things like that. I think that's good for their growth. This is good for their growth.
Heck yeah. Yeah, because if you look at some of these guys, some of them do play on, AAU teams that can, get out of the area a little bit more. But to be here today and see, all right, this is all through the OVAC, teams from the OVAC and how many good players there are. And it's a man, you always want to get challenged to get better, and the guys that thrive in these kind of environments are the guys that are going to constantly be rising in their games. I think
this is something that I tried to bring to light with Santino.
Yeah.
In the fact that he's played all over the United States, against competition, and now he's back here playing in the Ohio Valley, and that's no slight against the Ohio Valley and their kids. That's reality. I mean, what you see in your growth as a player.
Yep. Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, he's been tested. And you got to go back to the coaches for doing this. I mean, this is middle of summer, and them to think this much, to put something on like this is awesome. It really is.
And they're doing it on a Sunday, so it doesn't interfere with anything at football, which is good. On the Thunder team, I'm not sure I mentioned that. You have Olash from Wheeling Central, Breyer from University, Winters from Toronto, Bowers from Steubenville, Carpenter from Cambridge, Pettigrew from Belair, Little from Ferry, Brinker from Bridgeport, Long from Edison, and Dre from Beaver Local. So it looks like that the Knicks are going to stay there. And number 11, I don't see 11 on here. Ray, can you tell me the team in gray, who it is? Ask the name of that team. Is it the Thunder or the Pacers?
Yeah, I think they might have moved some guys around.
You know, well, that's Griffin Straub, so we got to find Straub. So he was on.
Well, Straub's on the Knicks. They're still on the Knicks. Are still there in white.
Right.
But the gray team is different there.
That's Landon Bowers. I could see him right away.
Then that'll be the Thunder then. Okay.
Okay, so we got
Thunder versus the Knicks. All right. So if we're checking names here, that's who we want to concentrate on. Again, there are no numbers on the front of the jerseys. And
well, we could talk right here to my longtime friend, John Stanko, former coach of Shady Side High School.
Bishop Donahue as well. Let's not forget.
Bishop Donahue. Joe Wallace shut that in real quick, Coach. Joe Wallace didn't want to be left out there. Coach, kind of like coaching an all-star team. What are you trying to do here? Just guide a little bit?
We're just subbing, guiding. There's a lot of fundamental mistakes that they're making. I think they're a little fatigued right now because we've gone pretty hard for however long we've been here, hour and a half, whatever.
How about Joe Wallace, man? What kind of player was he at Bishop Donahue?
Joe Wallace was a great player at Bishop Donahue. That was Tom Trivets' gentleman. And he really helped him. He fit into the role of a Bishop Donahue inside, outside player. He gave it everything he had. And
very limited skill-wise, though, right?
Oh, he was very talented. I think what you're saying is trying to set me up for success. Joe is a good player, and I'm sure that a lot of lessons he learned down at McMegan, West Virginia, he has taken to Franciscan University.
Yes.
Great seeing you, Coach. Glad somebody's as old as me in the gym, man.
I might be the oldest guy here.
There you go. That's my man, John Stanko.
So you played
good friend of mine, man.
For Tommy Tribbett?
Yes, I did.
He was a heck of a softball coach.
He was,
back then,
he was. Tom was. I just absolutely loved playing for him.
He was intense, wasn't he? Yeah.
Man, we were a hard-nosed group, and talk about you had to want to take being coached pretty hard and play very hard, and I loved it. Yep.
That's in McMecken, West Virginia, ain't it?
Heck yeah, it was. Yep. Rest in peace.
So it
we
looks
played. Me and Jimmy DiCarlo both. Jimmy might not remember this, but we played in the McMecken. Two teams from Steubenville went down. St. Anthony and Holy Rosary played in the McMecken Junior High tournament, Joe.
Wow.
And Jimmy played for Holy Rosary.
We always beat St. Anthony.
No, they never beat St. Anthony. They never beat St. Anthony. But listen, maybe you might know this, Joe.
Yeah.
In the first round matchups, in the McMecken Bishop Donahue tournament, Holy Rosary Cougars, they got beat by a team called the Grasshoppers.
The Grasshoppers.
I don't know anything about that Grasshoppers, but I remember when they came off the court, God rest his soul, Frankie Colella, he was on that Holy Rosary Cougar team.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I said, you got beat by the Grasshoppers. You guys, the Grasshoppers, Frank. So here we go. Holy Rosary plays in the semifinals. We play in the finals against the Grasshoppers, and they beat the St. Anthony Hawks. Who was this Grasshopper team, Joe?
We're going to have to ask Coach Granado over here. He might know who they are.
You got to ask him. I've been searching for that since 1968. Who were the Grasshoppers? They beat the two best teams that the Procure League of Steubenville had to offer.
Yeah.
Holy Rosary and the mighty St. Anthony Hawks. And so ask Mike Granado right now if he remembers who the Grasshoppers were.
Over here.
Do you remember that, Jimmy?
There he is. Coach
I
G,
don't.
come over
I
here.
don't.
Yeah.
By the way, Ray Breyer from University is number 11. They had him listed at number 12 for the Thunder out there. We'll try to sneak in some names as we're going along here. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Okay.
Mike, I got one question for you. I can never figure this out since 1968.
Uh-oh.
Jimmy played for the Holy Rosary Cougars. I played for the St. Anthony Hawks.
Okay.
We got invited down to a junior high tournament in McMecken, West Virginia.
Yeah.
We ended up stealing all the Bishop Donahue jerseys, got in trouble, got suspended from the baseball team. But there was a team down there that won the championship, and they were called the Grasshoppers.
Wow.
They beat Holy Rosary in the first game, and we were laughing at them. And we said, you got beat by the Grasshoppers. Then they beat us. Do you have any idea who these Grasshoppers were? Do you remember that?
I do not, and that's one that I'm not sure of. I mean, I'm trying to think. You know, Wheeling Island had Holy Trinity. Warwood was Corpus Christi. And then St. Mike's, they were the Mustangs. Corpus Christi, the Crusaders. I want to tell you, that one's new for me. Because
tell you something.
St. Francis was the Black Knights. St. James and John, I forget what they were, but it wasn't the Grasshoppers. It was like they were red and gray. And I'm trying to think, Our Lady of Peace, might not have even been built then. To be honest,
that has really bothered me, Coach. And
well,
Joe Wallace thought that you might know.
I'm going to play golf with Tom Wise tomorrow morning, and I'll see if I can find out and get you an answer.
The Grasshoppers.
You think Mike Ray's having a little dementia problem or something?
Well, I don't think he's having a little dementia problem.
How can you forget a name called the Grasshoppers?
Yeah, I think,
This is probably a Catholic tournament. Now, who would be nicknamed the Grasshoppers?
Yeah, I'm just hoping one of you guys are driving. You know what I mean? Because
Trust me, one of us guys are always driving.
He might end up in Columbus.
Mostly Dan. Let's see here. This is the Thunder with number 1 Oleash. Breyer from University. Oleash is from Wheeling Central.
Right.
Winners from Toronto. Bowers from Steubenville. Carpenter from Cambridge. 0.
I'm going to talk to Bowers from Steubenville. Landon Bowers. Landon, how you feel like being here at Landon?
It's a great feeling, Coach.
How's your brother Cole doing now?
He's doing great. Stronger than ever.
What do you think you're getting out of this, Landon, other than exposure? I mean, you're only going to be, a sophomore?
Yes, Coach. I mean, we get to hear from all these coaches here. It's just great. It's a learning experience, everything about it.
Well, I got big goals for you, Landon, this year. I mean, I'm making it public knowledge.
We're getting fouled.
We're
going to get kicked out of a JV game, or a varsity, or a college game.
There you go. Hey, John Stanko, he's kidding me, but I just got thrown out of my son's travel team, 8U Shadyside tournament.
Who gets thrown out of 8U? Huh?
8U.
They escorted me to the gate, but that's another story.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Landon, I want to talk to you on the fact that I'm making it known that for Big Red to be good this year, Landon Bowers has got to step up, and he's got to handle the ball and take some of the heat off of Santino, because Santino is as good as it gets. He plays offense, he plays defense, he scores. Nobody plays defense like Santino Haney. I'll let him guard anybody. Are you ready for that challenge, Landon? Because I'm putting you on the mark right now.
I'm ready for the challenge.
It's something you got to do, I think, for Big Red to be successful. Is you got to be a ball handler, and you got to be able to take some of the heat off of Santino.
Yes, Coach. Sounds good.
What else you like about this playing against? This is like an all-star game. Everybody can score, share the ball, play defense.
I just like the fact that we're getting connections with everyone around schools, and it's just a good feeling to be out there with them.
All right, Jimmy, that's Landon Bowers. Looking for big things for him with the Big Red this year. Back up to you, buddy.
We'll get with Mike here in a second, just trying to get a few names in there. I see beautiful pass from Pettigrew to Breyer a minute ago for a nice layup. And what they do halfway through the quarter is they sub 5 in and 5 out. It looks like the Knicks have 11. I think one team, I was told, has 11. The other ones all have 10. So there's about 41 players, I believe, here today, and trying to get them all in. But some great passes. I'm impressed with the assist. Very unselfish play, Mike.
Well, I think that's been the biggest thing that I've noticed today, both in the the drill work and also in watching these games. Kids are doing what they're capable of doing. They know their strengths. They understand their weaknesses a little bit, and you're not seeing anything crazy. One of the things that you see when you go to these types of events is there are a lot of times the selfishness really creeps out, and I think what kids don't understand is that's as noticeable as making a three, or it's as noticeable as making a great pass or whatnot. You know,
that kind of kid turns you off a little bit.
Turns you off. You're not going to. Most people aren't going to recruit. It's a bottom line thing. So.
All right, here we go, fellas. I got to interrupt you because my man Richie Blackburn, son of Jim Blackburn, got it all, man. Here you go, Jimmy. I was wrong, but I was not wrong about the Grasshoppers. St. Joseph Central of Bridgeport will clash with Holy Rosary of Steubenville tonight for the championship of the Bishop Donahue Grade School Invitational Tournament starting lineup. So, Jimmy, you guys beat the Grasshoppers. The Bridgeport Quintet, coached by Dick Burns, qualified for the title game by defeating St. Anthony's of Steubenville 55-50 in the semifinal clash Friday night. St. Anthony's are the Parochial League champions. Holy Rosary won its semifinal contest by turning back the Grasshoppers of New Martinsville 36-32. Jim DiCarlo led the Cougars with 6. Frank Colella chipped in with 5.
I had a lot of assists.
And there was no three-point line back then.
Right. You know? Dave Tuttle and Rick Alessi, the son of Yorkville High coach Ken Alessi, shared scoring honors for St. Anthony's by 17. Richie Blackburn, listening to our live stream. Thank you so much, Richie. I knew I wasn't losing my mind.
How you find that stuff, Richie?
Richie Blackburn, he's the best, man. I'll tell you that.
But let alone find it, but remembering it also.
Sent me the article. I got it on my phone, Jimmy.
See, you always get on the Holy Rosary.
And those people would have been Belair St. John's people.
New Martinsville Grasshoppers.
Yep.
Wow.
There you go. So you guys could take back that dementia comment, stuff like that.
Hey, absolutely.
Thank you, Richie, my man. Back up to you, Jimmy. Take it away.
See if we can get a couple names in here. Again, some of the numbers may be different. And it's hard to see them sometimes. Right. 29 is McBain from Edison. 22, I'm trying to think, is Saunders Page from John Marshall. 31 in there for the Knicks is Yance from Monroe Central. He was a replacement today for Howe. 26 is Callagher from Heartland Christian. 15 shooting the ball there is Bowers. Nice soft touch. It's a sophomore from Steubenville. 23 is Edwards from Steubenville. And on the Thunder out there, it's hard to see them because their jerseys are facing us, but that was 15 Bowers, again leading the way. Number 6 out there is Long from Edison. 0 is Carpenter from Cambridge. Nice move inside there by Edwards. Mike, how many years did you do high school before you got into Franciscan?
Well, I was at Bishop Donahue for 12 years, and then I I was a varsity assistant at Weir High for 4, and then 21 years as the head coach. And so 37 years of high school basketball. And really, you could add to that because when I first started coaching, Jim, at Donahue, I was the head girls coach for 3 years and the assistant boys coach. Wow. Because back in those days, girls basketball in West Virginia was done in the fall. And so, you know, everybody that was, if you were involved in coaching basketball, you were probably doing one or the other or both. And so as a young guy trying to get in, you know, when I interviewed for the job, they said, will you be the head girls coach? I said, yeah. Will you be the assistant boys coach? Yeah. You know, I wanted to work. It's not like today.
I remember the fall girls softball, or excuse me, girls basketball.
Right.
There is kind of different, back then.
Yeah.
Some places in the country had 3-on-3 where you would play
Yeah.
offense only or
And
defense only. Huh?
Yeah.
How about that? I bet
Yeah.
not too many people know that stuff.
Right.
Girls
So-
basketball's come a long way, hasn't
boy.
it?
Yeah. So, this will be my 6th year at Franciscan, so it's 43 years total.
Gotcha. Give me some differences between high school and college. You probably don't have to. Don't have to deal with parents as much, do you?
Yeah. Very. There's really, with our situation, you don't deal with parents like you do at high school, and the parent questions that you get at the college level, a lot of times when you have kids that are traveling from so far away, are making sure you have schedules up to date for travel time, to get home for Thanksgiving, to get home for Christmas. Is there a good, some so-and-so might be sick, they might be hurt. What doctor can we go to? Where's the university going to send them? We have a great relationship with Trinity and whatnot. And so those are the questions you get from parents. But I think the biggest difference that you see is, number one, you're not sharing kids. So you don't have a kid playing football, you don't have a kid playing baseball.
Huge.
So they are basketball players. And so getting them to adjust to the time management thing, and our kids are in a weight room 3 days a week in the off season, religiously.
Do you lift during the season, I presume?
Yes.
To keep it up? Okay.
Yeah, we maintain. And so it becomes a true issue. Our kids learn time management from the day they step on campus. And so the reliance on time management is the biggest difference. And you just don't have a lot of the craziness that you have in high school basketball with different things going on and whatnot. So the dedication level is tremendous. The kids that we have, a lot of them are double majors. We have a lot of kids in business and economics, things of that nature. And so they're working. They're taking classes, they're lifting, and we start practicing and we travel. In high school basketball, I never saw a kid study on the bus or study in the van. They've got a test the next day or they got a paper due. You might be sitting there next to somebody in a bus or on a van, Jimmy, they're typing a paper on their laptop. And
well, you would think in college, you're taking 15 to maybe max 18 hours a week, where in high school, you're in the classroom 35 to 40 hours a week, and you think you got a lot of free time. But with the lifting and maybe, do you have study tables for your kids at all?
We do not have a study table.
Okay.
We don't do that, and I think it's one of those deals where if a student is accepted into our university, with our things that we set up for them, time management wise and whatnot, and the tutors that are available if they need it, we don't have to go to a defined study table.
How about these kids need to know, okay, they get to college, all right, when do you practice? Is it early morning? And do you adjust their schedules, make them adjust to your practice times?
Well, you know what, it's the way the university has things set up. We normally practice from 4 to 6, and there are no classes from 4 to 6. So if we get a kid with a night class that starts at 6, he leaves practice at 5:45, 5:30, depending upon where it's at, how long he needs to get there, and that type of deal.
Number one priority, not to miss a class, right?
Yeah, they don't miss class. Our kids have to sit in the front of the classroom, first 2 rows. And we really make it a point for them to get to know their professors and whatnot, so that we don't want any negative connotations on campus.
Are you checking with professors, you guys, the coaching staff?
Yes,
you have somebody doing that?
Joe checks on a regular basis. We don't put a form out or things of that nature. It's all about communication. It's all walking through the building, talking to the professors, things of that nature. So our guys know. We try to get them even to the point of not walking around campus much with headphones on. We want them to be accessible. If somebody says hello to you, we want them to be able to respond.
Sure. Let me ask you how important grades are, because you're Division III school. You're not permitted to give athletic money per se. And, you know, the bottom line, parents put a lot of money into AAU. Their kids, for kids and parents, that's the bottom line. We want to get to school relatively cheap. What can you do as the basketball team, the coaching staff, to help kids come up with money, be it by academics or by grants or whatever?
Well, pretty much it's the everyday student philosophy. My wife is a college counselor at Weird and Madonna, and so this is a daily conversation in the Granado house about, and what we really harp on is kids filling out forms that are necessary to be filled out at the proper time. You might think that's crazy, but there's some families and some kids are lackadaisical. So one of the most important things is getting your paperwork done as soon as you can get it done. Because what happens is, it's like anything else, Jim, there's only so much money to give out. If you screw around and you don't fill things out on time or you don't get paperwork in, you're going to lose.
Sure.
And at the Division III level, it truly doesn't matter if you're a player or not. You're a student, and so the GPA thing, we were, I think, second in the conference this year, GPA. Or second at the school, excuse me, not in the conference, but second at the university with team GPA. I think we were a 3.27 or a 3.37, whatever it was. But of all the teams at the university, we had a high GPA. We've got kids that, kids that take it serious. And I'll be honest with you, I think a lot of that goes, because I don't go out on the road, and I don't do much recruiting, and so I take absolutely no acceptance of this, or no credit for it is a better word.
What's
But,
the biggest transition for
Adam
a high
Martello,
school?
Sean Kirk, those guys do a great job bringing the proper kids in.
Biggest transition from high school to college with adaptation. What do you think for your kids? Yeah. What do they need to know besides maybe getting bigger in the weight room?
Well, I think they need to understand the time management aspect of work ethic. Because, you're going to be, and in particular you see this with freshmen a lot, you're going to see kids that, if they've not been in the weight room, if they've not been pushed in the classroom, if they didn't have that difficult practice time, okay, they're going to have a difficult time adjusting. And so it's being able to give 100% all of the time to all of the things that you're doing. Being solid where your feet are at. When you're in class, there. Weight room, there. Practice or workouts, there. And a really funny thing that I have seen, and it was something that, I didn't really think about, until I started to see it at the college level, is the value of a good night's sleep.
Agreed, yeah.
The value of a good night's sleep. Now, I'm saying that as a 66-year-old guy, I can't get one. But for those guys, the ability to get that 10 hours of sleep is amazing, the benefit they receive from it. Because they're not doing things tired then. And I mean, it's no different than any of us in our adult life. That if we're doing something tired, there's a pretty good chance it's not going to be as good.
So you're lifting out a season. When
Yes.
do you officially are allowed to work with them on skill work on the basketball floor?
We get 4 days before October. I think it's the 13th this year, whatever that Monday is. So we get 4 days before then. So we'll get some work in there in October. But really, skill work starts with the first day of practice. So you're looking at the first day of practice, being around October 13th or so. And the first couple games being November 7th and 8th this year. So
Do you have scrimmages before your games?
we do not scrimmage. We could, but you get X amount of dates. We choose to play a couple extra games.
We want to go back down to Ray here.
You want to take the time to mention these officials that have really, really, really kept this thing. I don't know how long we're going to go here. We're probably going to wrap it up in a little bit here. Want to thank everybody for being involved here in the hospitality we've got through the High Valley Basketball Coaches Association. Not sure what our limitations are. It's been great to talk to John Stanko and Kim Clifford, Joe Wallace, Mike Granada, Bobby Narish, all the officials, here donating their time. keeping this thing together. I see Aiden Manning out there, Nico Bracone. Just great atmosphere here. Want to thank the Echo Center for having us down here. I want to thank Steubenville Bakery for obligating us to this sideline microphone and getting a chance to talk to the coaches and the players. That's going to be all we're going to have here from the sideline, Jimmy. Going to take it up to you and let you wrap it up here.
Yeah, I want to keep reading these names. Mike, thank you for stopping
absolutely.
by.
Thanks
I don't
for
want to
having
leave
me.
anybody out. Okay, so appreciate Mike Granata there, Franciscan University basketball coach. Thanks to Joe Wallace for coming up and helping out also. Jackson Boner, Lindsley School, 6'1", number 20. Stats were 7 points a game, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. His AAU team is the West Virginia Gold. Jackson Boner, number 20. Josh Huffman, number 21 from Wheeling Park, 6'3". He's a senior. Second team OVAC 5A, honorable mention All-State, averaged 11 points a game. Josh Huffman from Wheeling Park. I believe his sister was an excellent basketball player a few years ago for Park. From John Marshall, number 22, Saunders Page, Sincere Saunders Page from John Marshall, 6-foot senior, averaging 10 points a game, had 35 rebounds, 40 assists. His AAU team is Best West Virginia. Braden Edwards from Steubenville, 6'2", plays for the Ohio Valley Hornets, 3.7 GPA. He's a junior this year, and you're going to hear a lot about Braden Edwards at Steubenville High School. Number 23, 6'2", junior. Austin Buchanan from Toronto, 6'2", 3.96, 21 ACT. First team district, special mention, honor All-Ohio, averaging 17.6 a game, 8 rebounds a game, 3 assists a game, 3.1 steals per game, plays for the Ohio Valley Hornets. Austin Buchanan will be a senior this year at Toronto High School. Excellent player for Sean Tucker's team. Michael Hendershot from Shadyside, number 25. Austin was 24. 5'10", averaging 5 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists a game. He's a 3.0 student. He's only a sophomore. Michael Hendershot from Shadyside High School, number 25. Colin Callagher from Heartland Christian, 5'10", class of 2027, GPA 3.9, first team all-district, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and just an excellent all-around player with a great GPA. 5'10", number 26 from Heartland Christian, Colin Callagher. Ollie Muley, one of my favorite players, hard-nosed dude from St. Clairsville, 5'10", 3.8 GPA, 23 ACTs. He's also a great football player, is Ollie. I think he plays baseball too, coached by our buddy Ryan Clifford. Ollie Mueller from St. Clairsville, number 27. Brody Greger from Union Local, 6'1", 3.8 GPA, honorable mention. 2025 stats were 5.8 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. He is a junior from Union Local. Brody Greger. From Edison High School, number 29, Jackson McMain, 5'11", class of 2026, so he'll be a senior this year, 3.2 GPA. He was All-Eastern District, second team, honorable mention, All-Ohio, averaged 13 points and 8 rebounds a game. Number 30, Khalil Lewis from University, 6'4", AAU team, Best Virginia Youngsters. It says Best Virginia Youngsters, and doesn't have any stats for Khalil Lewis, but he's 6'4", number 30, and he is a junior. Cooper Howell is not here, but we want to mention he's a 6-footer. I think he was injured from Monroe Central, helped them lead them to the state championship last year. Elian Eric from Buckeye Trail, 6'10", good defensive player that we saw there in the scrimmage. Honorable mention, Eastern District, team leader in rebounds and field goal percentages, 10 rebounds a game, 6 points a game, 2 block shots a game. His AAU team is Westside Elite. Kawan Pettigrew from Belair, good football player also, I believe, 6'2", going to be a junior this year, 3.8 GPA, first team Eastern District, All Valley, second team All Ohio, averaged 24 points and 9 rebounds and 4 assists and 4 steals a game. His AAU team is OVB, Ohio Valley Basketball, I believe that stands for. Number 33, Raheem Mitchell from Steubenville Catholic Central, helped lead the Crusaders to the regionals last year. He's a 2028 graduate. He was only a freshman last year, so he's going to be a sophomore. Averaged 4.3 points a game, 2 rebounds, 1 steal a game. He plays in next level basketball for Donnie Ogden for Catholic Central. Number 34, Raheem Mitchell. And Andrew Murdoch from Brook High School, 6'1", class of 2026, 4.27 GPA, all OVAC, honorable mention all state, averaged 15 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 2 assists a game. From Brook High School, Andrew Murdoch, number 35. Brady Fair from Toronto High School, 5'8", 4-point GPA, 26 ACT. First team OVAC, second team All District, honorable mention All State, averaged 12 points a game for Coach Tucker, 4.2 rebounds, 3.3 assists, and 2.7 steals per game. Decam Abercrombie from East Liverpool, 6'4", number 37, GPA 3.3, is an honor roll student, plays for the Next Level Academy. Good defensive player, nice height and length. Abercrombie, Decam Abercrombie, number 37 from East Liverpool High School. Number 38, A.J. Ramgett from David Anderson Lisbon, 6'2", class of 2026, will be a senior. 3.6 GPA, 16 on the ACT. First team OVAC class 2A. Second team Inland District honorable mention All Ohio. Averaged a whopping 19.4 game, 6.4 rebounds, and 4.2 assists. AAU team Kill All the Smiles. That's a funny name. Kill All the Smiles. Number 38, A.J. Ramjet from East Liverpool High School. Number 39 is J.D. Williams from Wheeling Park, 6-footer, GPA 4.0, SAT score 1050. He's honorable mention All Valley, and his AAU team is NPBA. And the 2 replacements today were Blake Yonts from Monroe Central, helped them to a state championship last year, 6-footer with a 4-point GPA and a 21 ACT. Averaged 3.2 a game, 2.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists, 31 block. Blake Yonts. And number 40, Griffith Straub, our buddy from St. Clairsville. Number 40, 6'7", class of 2026, GPA 3.7, ACT 22, 15 points a game, 8 rebounds, 3 block shots, and 1.5 steals, 84% free throws, and 39% from the three-point line. His AAU team is the Midwest MHC. Griffin Straub, number 40 from St. Clairsville. And Ray, that is a wrap of all the players that are here, and hoping we get to see a little bit of the Pacers, that B. Haney's team down there. I hope he's on court 2 and 3 before we depart and show you all the players. I wish we could have done a little bit more, but we tried to scramble.
Greatest game in the world, Jimmy, is basketball, man. We're going to wrap it up here from the Echo Center. I mean, everybody's been great to us. It's great to see all these basketball coaches. Everybody seeing, wasn't sure about the limitations that were placed on us as far as who we could talk to and who we couldn't talk to and who we can mention. You know, we didn't mean We didn't mean to cross the line in anything. We're just glad to be a part of it here at the Echo Center in the Ohio Valley Basketball Coaches Association, doing a great thing here, getting these kids exposure. So that's going to do it here. We hope you enjoyed what we did here. It's been fun. For Danny Vogel, Jimmy DiCarlo, this is Ray Suckoch. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.